Yo, what is up guys, it's Pedro here, and in today's video, I will be giving you guys a preview of the Washington Commanders versus Philadelphia Eagles Week 10 matchup on Monday Night Football. I'll give you guys an injury update, keys to victory, and a score prediction. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content. Also hit that like button and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. So obviously going to be a tough game for the Commanders against the undefeated Eagles team, but it is a game that would be huge if they won, because if they don't win, they're going to likely have to go 5-7 to make the playoffs, to get to 9 wins, or 5 out of their last 7 to make the playoffs. So real quick, let's go to an injury update for the Commanders. Eagles injury report hasn't come out yet for the game, but Cole Holcomb out, David Mayo out, J.D. McKissic out. So Cole Holcomb, honestly, the defense has done well without him, so it's still a big injury, but Jamin Davis has stepped up, and Derek Force has been playing, which is good as well, so, obviously would like to have him back, but the defense has played well without him. David Mayo, again, wouldn't be a big deal if Cole Holcomb was healthy, but a little bit of a bigger deal since he's out. And then J.D. McKissic, honestly, I don't know what's it's a neck injury, but we don't know if it's last year's neck injury, if he re-aggravated it, or he's had it all year and it just really hasn't healed. I don't know. Honestly, don't know at all. And then Tyler Larson and Andrew Norwell are questionable. I don't know what's up with Andrew Norwell. Tyler Larson, I think he's dealing with a calf injury, but Scott Turner said he should be good to go. And then Jahan Dotson will play, so that's good for sure. And then Chase Young, he didn't practice Friday because it was indoors, and that really is unfortunate that they lose that practice day. I would probably say a 35% chance that he plays. I don't think he's playing this week. There's still a chance, depending on how he's feeling the next day or two, but I just don't think, from what Rivera said today, it didn't seem like they were going to play him. It's been over a year now, but it is what it is at this point. Don't want to rush him back, but if he doesn't play against the Eagles, the last chance is against the Texans, and if he doesn't play then, he's out for the year. So it's got to be this week or next, or he's done. So hopefully they can figure it out, and Chase is back on the field relatively soon. I just want to see what he can do. Obviously, we made a big investment in him, number 2 overall pick in 2020, and we want to, see what we have in Chase Young, and hopefully he can help out the defense even more than it's already playing well. Let's see if we can even take that next step with Chase Young. So let's go to keys to victory. Get Terry McLaurin the ball. Most of the games we've won, Terry's either had a bunch of big catches or some clutch catches, or just had a great game overall because we were targeting him. It's the games for the most part that he was had 20, 30, 40 yards was because Wentz, or even Heinicke, but that hasn't really been the case. Wentz hasn't targeted him. So just target Terry McLaurin and good things will happen. Last week, they didn't target him as much as they probably should have. And he had 56 yards and they lost. Give him the ball. He is your best offensive player by far. And now with Jahan Dotson, it becomes a little bit easier in terms of, okay, it's not just Terry and Curtis. You have Jahan as well. But still, I want to see 8+ targets for Terry McLaurin every single game. And this stat is just sad because, it's just a lot of his catches, he's open, but then it's underthrown, and it ends up being a contested catch because, the quarterback isn't great. And it is what it is. I really want to see Terry with a good QB eventually. Don't know if it'll ever happen in DC, but hopefully it does. And hopefully we give him the ball. I want to see a big game from Terry again. He has had some success against Darius Slay in the past, so let's continue that. And, get Jahan Dotson the ball as well. Same thing with Curtis. Give your playmakers the ball. Next one, got to protect Heinicke. Look at that Week 3 game against the Eagles. Allowed 9 sacks. 9. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. That was a miserable game to watch. Absolutely miserable game to watch. And you have to limit those sacks. And I think it will help with Heinicke at QB. He's had a lower sack rate for sure. But the offensive line's been, a little bit better. Trey Turner was awful. I don't I think he got benched in the Lions game. I'm not 100% certain, but he was not good, and neither was really Sadiq Charles. But Trey Turner's been better as of late, and then obviously they've upgraded at center with Larson a little bit. So the offensive line's been a little bit better, and Cosme looks like he's going to be playing this week. Lucas was terrible last week, so offensive line's a little bit better, and Heineke can scramble a little bit more. So I don't think it'll be 9 sacks, but let's try to limit to 3 or less for sure. That's what we got to get to. And I mean that would be really huge for this offense. Sacks, absolutely suck. You lose, a down, and you lose like 4 to 8, 9 yards, 10 sometimes even. It kills that drive. It kills that drive unless you have Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen on your team or Jalen Hurts. So, it is what it is. But protect Heineke as much as possible, and I'm excited to see how Cosme looks coming off the injury. Next one. You got to limit A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Goddard. And for the most part, the tackling, like the cliche ones, obviously limit those guys. But the specific one I want to make is the tackling has to be good. Against these guys, especially A.J. Brown, like he breaks so many tackles. Like in that game against the Eagles, week 3, Benjamin St-Juste was covering him on a slant. And then, A.J. Brown caught it, and he just broke through Benjamin St-Juste and scored a touchdown. He's just strong. He's a beast. So you're gonna have to tackle him. Dallas Goedert as well. I mean, he can break tackles. Devontae Smith, not really that great at breaking tackles, but he's just a yard. He can obviously a great route runner, and he can also do some things after the catch in terms of his speed and his agility. So you got to try. The tackling has to be good, and Goddard as well breaks a bunch of tackles, and it's going to be tough. We've had some games where he just went off on us. He went off, so we have to limit that. And Hurts as well. Hurts can run the ball, and sometimes he doesn't slide and he just lowers his shoulder and runs through you. So you're going to have to be able to tackle him and contain him as well. Going to be tough, but to win against an undefeated team, you're going to have to do a lot of things correctly. Last one is that Hurts, it's just you're going to have to do whatever you can to try to make things hard on him. And I trust our defense. I honestly trust our defense. I trust our defense to do well enough against the Eagles. I just don't trust our offense to keep up with our defense. I think our offense is it's not great. It's not great, and we know why. QB isn't great, and I don't really know if that's going to change when Wentz comes back. If Wentz comes back, I don't really think that's going to change much, but that is, we'll see what happens there. But Hurts, he's been great as a passer this year, but you still got to worry about him as a runner because, he'll drop back and throw a dime, but then the next play, he'll run for 20. He'll run for 25. So you have to make sure you're disciplined as a pass rusher, and we did well with that in week 1. Week 3 when we played him for the first time. We really did well with that. We did well, being able to, limit his running. But we did not limit Devontae Smith and even A.J. Brown. Those guys went off. Devontae Smith had like 100-something yards in the first half, partly because Ron Rivera, Benjamin St-Juste was on Devontae Smith, and Devontae Smith clearly didn't make the catch, and Rivera didn't challenge in time. He was just too slow, which cost them big there. Not the game, obviously, because they got killed in that game, but yeah, it is what it is. So those are the main keys to victory. You always got the cliche ones: win the turnover battle, play well on special teams. You always got to do that stuff. But against a team like this, that's 8-0, that's a very good football team. You have to do everything pretty much perfect to win this game. And my score prediction, I do have us losing. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I'm going to say 24-17 Philadelphia Eagles. I think our defense is going to do well enough to win this game, but offense is just going to struggle too much. Their defense is good. They do have Jordan Davis out, so we might be able to run the ball a little bit more, but they've got Darius Slay, they've got James Bradbury, they've got Avonte Maddox, they have Gardner Johnson, they've got some, obviously, Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, and, who else do they have? Barnett. They've got, Josh Sweat as well. They've got some good players, all over their defense. They're 8-0 for a reason. So yeah, it's going to be tough, but 24-17 Eagles. Monday night, it's in Philly as well. You know it's going to be rocking there, and it's going to be tough for us to win. It was supposed to be Carson Wentz revenge game, but not anymore. He's on IR and is at least going to miss this game. And I hope we do see Chase Young. I really do. I want to see him back. I've been waiting ever since week 1, or I mean, I guess before week 1 they said, they put him on PUP, so we knew it wasn't going to be until week 5. But I've been waiting for so long to see Chase Young back, and I'm hoping this week, but probably not, and it'll probably be next week against the Texans. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll likely be streaming tomorrow to, just a little bit of a deeper dive into the Eagles game. So thanks for watching, and peace.